What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rants Red Talk, where we discuss the topics that you sent through to me on Twitter. And yesterday's match review was emotional, bruv. I ain't even got through all of the comments, but if you haven't seen it, make sure you go over and check that shit out. And yeah, man, I'm gonna get back to your comments as and when I can, but no further ado, let's get into it. First one we have at Amazing J89 J Hood. Since Ollie was confirmed as manager, do you think the players have become underwhelmed by his appointment? It was clear that they stopped playing for the previous guy. Do you think that the talk of Poch and Zidane made the players improve their performance? Hashtag Rants Red Talk. Very good observation, but I don't think that was the case, bro. I genuinely think it was as simple as Ollie came into a team that were unhappy. They were unfit because the previous manager set them up to contain and just to stifle teams, not to press and to actually give the impetus to the other team. So then when Ollie's come in to try and play his football, he's met these guys with a full tank and he's just ran them into the floor. And I think these men are just tired now. I don't think there's any more than that. I think it's the fatigue plus the lack of quality. The evidence of the fatigue comes with the high amount of injuries that we started picking up, especially muscular injuries. Those things tend to be because of lack of recovery and fatigue. So I genuinely think that these men are just tired, and their lack of quality showing even more because they don't have the legs to mask the fact that they're not good enough on the ball. That's all it is, bro. I don't think it's anything to do with Ollie specifically or other managers or the players not giving effort or not caring. I don't think it's that, and I think it's extremely unfair for fans to point fingers at specific players and say that they're not trying. I think that all these men are trying. I just think they're just not good enough. So I'm going to give these men the benefit of the doubt, and I'm not going to question attitudes and all of that. I just think these men's legs are shot. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. That was a very good question, by the way, and there's some good ones. So I picked 10 of the best. There was over 100 comments, man. Next one, we have Danny Paulson. All this talk of a new centre forward, and we have an untried Martial yet to be given a chance down the middle. Do you think we'll ever see him deployed there? Honestly, I don't know, bro. He is a centre forward. When LVG brought him in, he was the number 9. He played up front and he did bits, bro. Like, he was the top scorer that season. So I don't think he's untried. I think when we tried him there, he did what he needed to do. I think that taking that number 9 away from him took something away from him, because he came in, he had a choice of any number and he chose that 9. So that showed the confidence. That showed where he wanted to play. That showed how he sees himself as a player. I think that he's been misused on the wing by Mourinho and by Ollie. He's made way for Rashford. Rashford's played down the middle. He's played wide. I think Rashford should be used out wide because Rashford's way less clinical in front of goal. Obviously, Rashford is a favourite of Ollie's, and that's to do with him being at Manchester United before and him knowing Rashi when he was younger, and obviously the whole English old guard contingent bullshit. For me, Martial starts ahead of Rashford up front every day of the week. He's a much better footballer. However, that's not what's happening right now. So do I think we're going to see Martial there? I couldn't tell you, bro. But what I would say is I think that he deserves a shot there, 120%. Guys, let me know in the comment section, what do you think on that? Do you think that Martial deserves a chance down the middle? People are complaining about his work rate and all this other bullshit. So stick him down the middle, then you don't have to worry about him tracking back. Next one is, I can't see your Twitter name because your actual name's too big, but it says that African guy. It says, why does Rashford never get criticism like Martial? Bro, this is exactly what I was saying on Twitter today. It's not that I think that Martial is irreplaceable or that he needs to be defended constantly, because I don't. I think that Martial is replaceable. I think he's a brilliant player, but he's replaceable. The reason why I back Martial is because he has clear talent, clear potential, clear quality. The same cannot be said about a lot of the players that are getting off scot-free. Man, you scapegoat Pogba and Martial all the time, and they're two of our most talented players at the club. Rashford and Jesse Lingard have both been worse than Pogba and Martial for the duration of the season. Game for game, these men have constantly performed below them. But because they're English and because they run a lot, it looks like they're putting in effort. So a lot of these passionistas, blood, that put running down to passion and work rate, are like, yo, like we'll let these men off because at least they're trying for the badge, bruv. There's no trying for the badge. There's different types of players in every sport. In tennis, you have your finesse players like your Roger Federers, then you've got your athletes like your Andy Murrays and your Novak Djokovic. These guys are efficient, but they're athletes, innit? They get up and down, bruv. Roger Federer ain't a fucking Rafa Nadal powerhouse. There's different types of tennis players. There's different types of basketball players. There's different types of footballers, bruv. Alexis Sanchez runs a lot, but where's the quality? There's no quality. So what? Is Alexis Sanchez better than... Let me think of an example. Is Alexis Sanchez better than Aguero because he runs more than Aguero? No, he's not. Aguero is better because Aguero's got more quality, fam. Like, man are not looking at quality when they're judging Martial. Man are saying, oh yeah, because he don't run a lot. Does Messi run a lot? I don't think he does. The reason why man don't care how far Messi runs in a game is because of his end product. He's effective, he's quality. But man want to use that same thing to slate Martial. But then on the flip side, man will slate Jesse and say Jesse's not good enough here. All he does is run around. So pick your fucking poison. This is my problem. Jesse and Rashford are English. That's why they get the benefit of the doubt most of the time. Pogba and Martial are foreign. And also they don't run around like blue horse flies. So I think it's a combination of how it looks with them running around, and also a combination of the fact that these men are English, so they got a soft spot for them. Because I said it straight up here, like, there's a lot of men, if they were foreign, like, they would be getting way more abuse than the man are getting. So I think that that is why Martial gets all the stick and Rashford don't get no stick, because Rashford's been shit for a long time, bruv. Since before the PSG game, Rashford hasn't had a good match. Since then. And nobody said a damn thing. So, you know what I mean? I hate talking about Rashi now because I'm a fan of Rashi's, yeah, but now it looks like I'm picking on him, and I'm not picking on him. The reason why people like him, people like Luke Shaw, yeah, I make a point of speaking about is because I'm combating all the bias, yeah, and all the overhype that they get from the rest of the fan base, bro. Do you know what I mean? Luke Shaw's a good left back. That's all he is. He's a good left back. But man, I'm talking about him like he's Robertson. He's not Robertson. So because of that, I have to say to you, man, nah, settle down. That don't mean he's shit, because he's not shit. He's been one of our most consistent players this season post Mourinho, and I've said it. But it's been a consistent 7. But man, I'm talking about it like it's consistent 9s and that. It's not a consistent 9. I've never seen him have a 9 ever in his whole career, bruv. Because he's never going to be a 9 player. He's a 7 player that can give you the odd 8. Like, or give you like 2 or 3 8s in a row. But he's a 7 player, bruv. And this is what it is. I feel like certain men get too easy a ride and certain men just get too much shit. Let me know what you think in the comments. Very, very good question. And there's plenty of them. At GS, I don't know, G Strengrove, Guy Strengrove, if Mick Phelan becomes DOF, who would you want as assistant manager? For me, them man are talking about Karras, bruv. Carrick getting promoted. I think that's a fucking shambles, in all honesty, bruv. Like, we're Manchester United, we need to be hiring the elite. If we're going to restructure the club, we need to bring in the best man for the job. We don't just bring in Mick Phelan, bruv. I think that that's a massive mistake. I think it shows the state of this club, yeah, that Mick Phelan's being considered for a job that he's never done. When there's guys like Paul Mitchell and other guys out there, guys like Overmars that are doing, these men got proven track records. Phelan ain't proven at doing this. Do you know what I mean? It just seems like Ed is just doing the easiest and cheapest thing, bruv, by just bringing in man that's already there. And then what? You know what I mean? What? Carrick assistant manager? Like, we need an assistant manager that's going to say to Ollie, yo fam, like, how about this? How about that? He don't strike me as the guy that's going to challenge Ollie, bruv. Ferguson always had number 2s that challenged him. Always. He didn't have yes men as number 2s. These guys were hands-on. Fergie was not on the training ground. Do you see what I'm saying? He never had his boots on. He didn't take control of training, bruv. He was on the side. Do you see what I'm saying? And like, having Carrick there, to me, is all mad, bro. So who do I want as number 2? I don't fucking know, bro. I really don't know, but it's looking like Carrick. I couldn't suggest anyone realistic because it's going to be one of the old guards. So it would either be Carrick or Nicky Butt. That's probably going to be Michael Carrick. Let me know how you feel about that, guys. How do you feel about DOF Mick Phelan? Me personally, I'm not sold on it. However, I think it can't be worse than the current setup right now. So I'm going to give Mick the benefit of the doubt. Paul Robinson, which do we completely overhaul first? Defense, midfield, or attack? Neither as a unit have cohesive or technically good enough players. So I think we should concentrate complete replacement of one time. Oh, of one at a time rather than scattergun positions, defense first for me. I agree, my brother. I agree. I think that the defense needs to be solid first, and then the attack. I think as much as the midfield ain't great, the midfield's probably the best out of the three. I think our attack lacks serious quality. It's very lopsided. We've got nothing on the right hand side. We don't have a proven goal scorer at the top level. Like, I'm not counting Lukaku in that because he's not in it, bruv. Not at the top level. He's not a top level striker, bruv. Like, he's a poacher. It's a hard one for me. I'd say defense first, but I'm not a believer that we have to do one at a time. I'm not. I believe that we can get a centre back. Do you know what I'm saying? We can get a centre back in. We can get a midfielder in. We can get a right winger in. We can get a striker in, and we can get a right back in. That's 5 man. I think we can do it like that. I think we can do it like that, and then in the next window, man can get another centre back. Do you know what I mean? Another centre mid. That we can do it like that. I believe we can. I genuinely believe we can, but I am in complete agreement with you that we definitely need to focus. We can't just be buying man for the sake of it. We need to identify and execute, brother. And that's one thing we haven't done well post Sir Alex Ferguson. And one thing I was saying to Flex today, yeah, is the reason why I'm not switching at Ollie is because he's doing this with 4 different man's players. He's doing it with Moyes' players. He got rid of Fellaini, but Matt is still there. LVG's players, Mourinho's players, and Ferguson's players, blood. He's got 4 players from 4 different managers. None of the players cohesively are good enough to kind of play any style of football. We don't have the personnel for a pressing game. We don't have the personnel for a compact defensive game because individually these men are not good one for one. Do you know what I mean? Attacking wise, we ain't got a team good enough for counter-attacking football because we're not clinical. Like, we've got a mishmash, mix-up fuckery of just a clusterfuck of players. So we need to start clearing these men out and have a clear ethos and a clear direction. And I think that Ollie's going to bring that for us. We just have to be patient, guys. Let me know what you think about that. I genuinely believe that my theory on them having 4 different managers, players, and having like a squad of all trades, a master of none, is the reason why we're struggling. Let me know what you think in the comment section. The next one, I can't see your Twitter name. It just says Manchester United, and it says, how many transfer windows do we need to get back to the top? I think that we need the same amount of transfer windows that Klopp has had before we can start realistically chatting shit, brother. And what I would say is, when I mean chatting shit, I mean just competing for the Premier League. One at a time. I think that we have to get a squad that are capable of challenging for the league, and then we can look further afield at the European trophies. I think that we don't need Champions League football next season because we're not good enough to be in it, bruv. So if we don't make Champions League, it could be a blessing in disguise. I always stuck it on Arsenal, and we're like, why do you want top four? You're not good enough to do nothing in the Champions League. And the same applies to us. We're not good enough. So I think that we don't need Champions League. I'd love it if we didn't make Europa either, and we just had to focus on the league. But that's not going to happen because the points gap between falling out the Europa is just too large at this point. We're not going to lose all our games now to the end of the season. So with that in mind, I just seriously think that we just need to take a step back, bruv. 2.5 seasons is how long it took Klopp, 3 seasons, to be serious contenders for the league. And I think that Ollie needs 2 seasons at least. We need to give him 2 summer transfer windows, and then in the 3rd season, man should be ready. If we're not ready, then he's wasted our money, innit? It's that fucking simple. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. At Pranav, and then bare numbers, blood. We're not gonna get into that. Is the appointment of Ollie and Phelan as technical director emotional decisions rather than technical? Because history says interim managers always do well. Bro, you hit the nail on the head. And that's what I said in my last game. You see, my last video, because I'm a match going fan, I definitely have to hold my hands up and say that the whole Ollie's at the wheel, like the euphoria or the gas after the Mourinho doom and gloom, definitely sucked me in, bruv. These decisions sound very sentimental, very emotional. And it's like, to give Phelan the DOF, like, why? He's never done it before, bruv. What makes you think that he can do it? Other than the fact that he's just here. Like, it don't make sense. If you're thinking as a businessman, yeah, like, put it this way. if I'm the owner of the club, I want the club to run in the best way, most efficient way possible. I'm going to bring in a man that's been there, done that, knows how to do it. I'm not giving Mike Phelan that, especially as the first one. The first one. If you're starting a new business and you're picking a manager to run your business, you're not going to pick a man that's going to try a thing. You're going to pick a man that has proven track record of starting new businesses and with startups, blood. That's who you're going to bring in, innit? From a business point of view. You're not going to bring in a rookie that's got an idea, blood, because you can't be taking the risks. If you want to rebuild a whole squad and you want a DOF to do it for the first time ever, you bring in a man that's got a proven track record of doing this job. So to me, this feeling just sounds bare emotional, bare sentimental, and I'm not here for it, bruv. I pray it goes well, because I think that a restructure is definitely needed. But do I think he's the right man? No, I don't. I think it's fucking ludicrous, bruv, because no other top team in the world would give Mike Phelan that job. None. So it has to be sentiment, bruv, because there's nothing on man's CV that says he can do that job. I know some of you might not agree, but use the comment section to let me know whether you agree or not. Like, that's the best place. But me personally, I am not fucking sold. At Donald Power, do you honestly believe that the Glazers and Ed will give enough funds in the summer to allow the overhaul within the squad, like close to 300 million? Because I don't trust them to do so. All right, bro, what I would say is, I'm hearing that any money we make from sales, we can add to our transfer kitty. So let's say, for argument's sake, we got 200 million to spend, 250 million. We sell Lukaku, even if we get 50 mil for him, 60 mil, man, I got 300 there, or say 260, and then sell a few other man. I think we can get together 300. And if we get up together 300, we could buy a 6-man, bruv. Even if it's 50 million a pop. Some of them are going to be slightly less than 50, some will be slightly over, but I mean on average. We can do it. And I think that the Glazers will give them the money, because I think they're realising that their asset is devaluing and depreciating by the minute. Every year it goes by that we get shitter and shitter, don't make the Champions League, don't win a trophy. Our ability to attract sponsors go down. Our ability to, like, even with the sponsorship deal with Adidas, it's based on how much we get, is based on performances, so that goes down. When we're not winning, we're losing revenue. These men can't keep flogging a dead horse, bruv. They can't. Sooner or later, they're going to have to realise that if we don't get us back to winning ways, this club ain't going to be worth shit. Ain't going to be worth shit to them no more, bruv. So, I believe that this summer is the make or break summer. At the end of this summer, this is when I will know how serious these men are. At the end of this summer, I will know, yeah, what I'm going for my season ticket, blood. I'll know all these things, innit? Because, bruv, if these men don't invest some serious corn, I think a lot of Manchester United fans need to reevaluate, yeah, what is going on. Man need to protest and get these men out, bruv. Like, real talk. I'm not talking about no little dickhead thing and some scarves and that. I'm talking about mass boycotts and that, bruv. That's what man need to do, because they're mugging us off. So I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to say, yo, the Glazers and Ed Woodward, the fact that they're changing the structure, they've seen that something's wrong and they're willing to do something about it. So I am just going to remain optimistic, guys, and just say, like, bruv, them man are going to do a thing differently this year, but I couldn't put my life on it. But hey, let me know what you think. Have you lost all hope, or do you have some optimism? Let me know in the comments. Kieran Phillips: for the rest of the season, should Ollie just play the guys who are in his plans for next season, even if that means playing the youngsters? Abso-fucking-lutely, blood. Ollie needs to show these man that, listen, there's man that are hungry to play now. You're not as good as you fucking think you are, bruv. You are disposable. There's a lot of players that need to be put down on the bench, and he needs to let them know that, listen, yeah, you ain't playing. And if you don't buck up your ideas, you can fuck off. That's what Ollie needs to do. I'm 100% behind that thought process. I'm behind all of that. I would start Mason Greenwood against Man City, blood. Because for me, he's better than Rashford. Like, in terms of talent, he's better than Rashford anyway. He's not as experienced as Rashford and that, but bruv, some of the chances that Rashford, fucking Martial and Lukaku have missed, Mason scores these. Like, talent-wise, I think he's the most talented finisher at the club. Both feet, everything, he's amazing. However, he just needs games. I remember when Giggs came through, he gave James Wilson, yeah, like a run in the team at the end, bruv. Like, we ain't got nothing. We're not really playing for nothing. I think top four's gone now. So, I think we just need to say, you know what, yeah, some of you, man, we ain't got, you're not in our plans. You can hold bench, or you are in our plans, but you have to prove you're good enough. You can hold bench, blood. Let the man that want to play and are hungry play, bruv. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I am all for bringing in the likes of Garner, Gomez, Greenwood, even if it's for 30-minute cameos. Let these men get used to playing, because they're the future of the club, and they definitely are going to be here next season. I think there's a lot of men, we might even be surprised, a couple men that ain't going to be here next season, bruv. Ollie might just do a mad thing. I don't really know, but it is possible. Let me know, would you play the youth in the City game, or would you play Matic? Because boy, if we play Matic, we're getting clotted anyway. All right, the last one from Io is 93_HAO. When Ollie was winning games, we were calling him a tactical genius that knew how to play football. Now he's losing games. Why are we exempting him from the blame when he's playing players out of position, consequently making our football disjointed? Bro, I agree. But the only reason why I'm not going to blame Ollie now is because that's the easy thing to do. Man could say, oh yeah, like Ollie got it right. Just like we've lost 6 and 8, bro. We won 8 away from home for the first time. Like, so it's just up and down, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I think that points to the fact that it's not him, it's the players, because he's not doing anything tactically different to what he was doing before. I think that the players have just run out of steam. Like, I honestly do think that. And that's why I'm not going to be harsh and rush and blame Ollie, because I genuinely believe that this Don, yeah, like, isn't doing nothing different. It's just that the players aren't producing the same output in terms of level. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Do any of you not think it's Ollie's fault? I do think that the whole Lindelof and Smalling is our best centre-back partnership. They should be played there. And then the whole bringing Lindelof out to the right back, that's dumb. Rather you play Damian there, blood, or something. I do agree with that. I believe that was a complete and utter fuckeries in all honesty, bruv. You just don't do it. You don't split up your first choice centre-back partnership for whatever reason. However, other than that, like, I can't really blame him for too many other things. I just think he's inherited a clusterfuck of players, like, man that are not good enough to play any specific way, and he's just dying, bruv. Like, he's dying. The players are falling on the sword for man, and I think that now he has to show that he's the boss and get rid of these fuckers. Let me know what you think in the comments. That was your Rants Red Talk. I appreciate all the comments. Again, threw the tweet out, over 100 comments immediately. I love it, man. Like, keep interacting. Keep your comments coming. I'll reply to as many as I can, and we'll keep these coming, man. Like, it's gonna be an interesting summer, man, and I appreciate the interaction. As usual, make sure you follow the Twitter and the Instagram is @Rants and Bants, and make sure you smash that like button, guys. It's been emotional.